Good morning, all. We're up on the creek today, and guess who I got with me? Yep, the abominable snowman. Our original plan was we both brought sluice boxes. But I see Jeff's getting out his metal detector. And so I think he's going to do a little detecting. I'm going to grab the backpack and do a little scouting, see if we can find a place to set up a sluice box. And either way, we got to move around because it's cold. So let's go find some gold. Well, I got a spot here. I'm sitting on bedrock. I kind of like this spot because there's some nice heavy gravel here. There's a huge tree here that's been here for 100 years. We got bedrock over here that's going to interrupt our flow. So anything in this area has the potential for gold to fall out. And so what I'm thinking is I'm going to follow this bedrock down under this gravel and see what we can turn up. What I want to do is just follow this bedrock down and see if hopefully we'll get some kind of a crack or crevice that opens up where we can dig it out, see if there's anything in it. Okay, well, so far it doesn't look good because all I've been digging in is sand. We got to get to some gravel if we're going to find some gold. But we'll keep going down. Yeah, well, I rolled this big rock back and I'm finally getting into some gravel. So there may be hope for this hole after all. Well, Jeff's like 30 feet away detecting, so I ran over there, grabbed the detector, hit this real quick, nothing. So what I think I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to take a sample pan out of here and just see what the black sand and get an idea of what the gravel looks like. Got down to the bottom of this crevice here, and I'm not real impressed with it because I haven't come across them. I got nice gravel, but it's not packed. But I'm going to take a sample off the bottom here. We'll take it down and pan it and see if we're going to go any further. I'm 99% sure that somebody's beat us to this crevice because everything looks really good except there's no packed gravel, and there should be. But we'll see if there's any flood golds come in since. Well, I got that panned out. Got two small pieces. I don't know if they were worth getting frostbite over, but let me show you. You can see here we got a couple pieces there. And the black sand is not a lot, but it looks decent. I think if I work this crevice on out, move a bucket or two of gravel, ran it through a sluice box, I would find a respectable amount of gold. But the problem I'm facing is there's no place here to set up a sluice box. Now what I think I'm going to do here is reverse the procedure. I'm going to head on upstream, see if I can find a place to set the box up, and then from that point, see if I can find an area that looks good to me. Well, I've hiked quite a ways upstream and downstream, and there's a few spots to set up a sluice box, but you got to get wet to get to them, and it's too darn cold to get wet. That may change if the sun ever hits us, but so right now, this may be a crevicing video and not a sluicing video. Okay, there's a couple of crevices I think that look fairly decent, so Let me show you those crevices and why. Yeah, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show this. This is pretty much all bedrock. This right here is high bedrock sticking out. Back here is where we dug our sample. But this bedrock is going to slow the water down in this area. Well, this area has been worked pretty good. All the major crevices you can see, people over the years have worked them. So the trick to this kind of area is look for the really small crevices that people don't think about. And I got one over here. Let me show you. We have a big crevice here. Somebody's come in and dug this out. They've dug this out. But right here we have a small crevice. And I can see gravel in it. Now, I don't know how well it's showing it, but you can see gravel sticking out all along in this crevice. I'm going to grab some tools. Let's do a little digging, see if we can turn up some gold, because I'm afraid Jeff might be catching me. Okay, we can actually catch everything with the pan setting here. We got packed gravel, so that's good. The trick is, after we get to the surface pack, do we have gravel down on the bottom? That'll tell you whether or not it's been cleaned out. And we are getting gravel out of the bottom, but it's not packed, which makes me think this has been cleaned, but it's been quite a while since it's been cleaned. Well, I got that cleaned out as well as I can. I wouldn't call it a great crevice, but I think it's in the good crevice category. So I'm gonna go freeze and pan this out. I'll be right back. We got some gold. Let me show you. You can see here we got some nice little pieces in there. Well, Jeff and I just had a board meeting, and we decided that it's cold here, probably never going to be in the sun, and this place has been worked to death. So we figure if we're not going to find much gold, we might as well do it in the sun. So we're heading upstream.
We're going to the sun.
Well, we just finished lunch. We moved upstream probably pretty near a half mile. A lot nicer out in the sun, nice and warm. A little harder to film now, but it's so much nicer here, I don't even care if I find any gold. It was cold at that last spot. Okay, well, we got some exposed bedrock all along this edge here. Now we're on the outside of a turn, so we're not going to find much in the way of fine gold, but hopefully we'll be able to find a piece or two. So I'm going to grab the detector, get all set up, because Jeff's already detecting. See if we can turn something up. Well, I got my first target right here on top of this chunk of bedrock. There's a hole here in the quartz. Let me throw the mic in the headphones so you can hear what I'm hearing. Well, it's kind of a different sounding target, but it doesn't sound bad, so let's dig her up, see what we got. Now we have a little bit of water in the hole because it did rain the other night, so we're going to see if we can get most of that out. There's a deep hole right there. This might be a little tougher than I thought. Yep. I think we got a bullet. Not sure what it is, but my guess would be a spent bullet. But it's definitely not gold. Well, Jeff has picked up a piece of lead also, and he's been digging on this same target for like 20 minutes now, so hopefully he'll pull a piece of gold up. Okay, well, I'm gonna grab the detector. Let's do a little more detecting. Well, I didn't get far. I checked that spot, no more targets, but about a foot over, I got another target, And I thought since the last two were lead, this one's probably lead. So tried to dig it up and I can't find it. So I got to hike back to where Jeff is because I left my pack back there. Grab my hammer so I can beat this thing open and see what this target is. I'll be right back. As you can tell, the sweatshirt's gone. I've been beating on that thing for quite a while. I'm actually getting a little warm now, but got the target. It was down in the bedrock. I mean, I had to chisel the bedrock, get it out. I thought sure I had a piece of gold, piece of lead. Good news is, looks like it's a really old piece of lead. Okay, one more time, check this spot, and if not, we're moving on. Well, I've moved upstream probably 30, 40 feet. Right here, I don't know if it's showing it or not, but there's a big root, and I have a target under this root, but this root is dead. So I'm going to see if I can break this away enough to get to that target. Let me let you hear what the target sounds like. If that wasn't such a good sounding target, I'd probably just go off and leave it. But it sounds pretty good to me. So grab the hammer, let me start beating on this thing. Well, I got most of the root beat away. I got rid of the root in the area where I have the target, but there's a couple little crevices under this root that I think I'm just going to dig everything out and pan it, because the odds are nobody's worked this for 20 years or so at least. So I thought, well, we'll just dig it out and see if anything turns up. Yeah, this is all pretty rotten, and quartz is coming out pretty easy. But a lot of material here I don't think seen daylight in a lot of years. Okay, well, I got it pretty clean, but not super clean. But let's take it down, pan it out, see if we can find our target. I didn't check to see if the target was in here. Figured it'd be just as quick to pan it. Got that panned out, and we have one piece we can see and a bunch of really, really fine stuff. Let me show you. Okay, hopefully you can see in here we got one piece there, but then there's all kinds of really fine stuff all through this, and I do mean really fine. Almost forgot. Right there, piece of wire. I'm pretty sure that was our target. Well, I had another target way back up in that brush. No way I could film it. I got it in the pan it out, see what we got. I was expecting a chunk of iron. Great big chunk of lead, that's why it was so loud. And from the looks of it, it looks like it's an old 32 caliber round ball that's been in there for a long, long time. Okay, throw this in the pack, back to detecting. It's starting to cool off again, and I've been digging back up in this hole. I still have a target under that root, so I decided I was going to dig it out, and then Jeff come up, and I got a target that's just under the water over here. And so I thought, me being such a nice guy, I would let Jeff dig in the water. So he just dug up part of a nail out of there, and I'm going to check and see if I got the target here. Well, I just checked. No more targets in bedrock, and the piece of lead is in the pan. That's all we've been finding is lead. Okay, well, I'm going to pan this out. I'll be right back. Well, wonders never cease. We got a piece of gold. Grant you, nothing to write home about, but today, this thing's a monster nugget today. Let me show you. And that thing about this one is I don't really even need to point it out. Uh-oh, just making noise like he might just found a piece. Since I got a piece of gold out of there, I just went over the whole area again with the detector, nothing. So the only target we got left is the one that Jeff's digging on, and he did just flick out a really small piece of gold, so hopefully the one he's chasing is a piece of gold. Okay, get you caught up. Jeff's been working on that target in the water for quite a while. He just dug he got a really small piece of gold he sucked up with the snuffer bottle. Then he just dug up a piece of lead and a respectable piece of gold. When he gets back up here, I'll show you that. And then I have a target right down here that I've been working on for a half hour and I can't get it out. So I went and got the rock pick hammer. I'm just gonna beat everything up and wash it off with water to see if I can see what it is. Okay, I'll be back in a sec because we gotta work fast. It's getting cold and I think it's not gonna be long before we're out of here. Well, we might have started out slow, but we're finishing strong because Jeff just found another piece and I just found a piece. And this might be my chunkiest piece, but I still have a target down in that hole. Let me show you this piece. Not a monster, but a respectable piece. Okay, well, I can't dig anything more out of that crevice, so I'm going to try to wash it out and see if I can spot what that target is. Well, I finally got that piece out of there, and it was a little piece of lead. So I'm thinking I'm pretty much done. Jeff's getting out that last piece he dug out. I guess it's a pretty nice piece. Let's take a look at it. This is Jeff's first piece, and this is the one he just dug up. Okay, well that's it for me. I'm gathering everything up. It's getting late, it's getting cold. We're both tired and hungry, so we're gonna pack everything up, head back to the Jeep. I'll see you back at the house. Well, we made it back to the house, and I got all that gold cleaned up. Well, all that gold. Got the gold cleaned up. What do you say we jump over there and see how we did? Yeah, let's see how we did. We ended up with 1.54 grams. Well, 1.5 grams. I was kind of hoping to get back to my 2 gram rut, but we'll work on that. Okay, well, Jeff and I have been talking about the hydraulic pit. The weather's been holding off. We did get a little bit of snow, but not enough to last. So we're thinking about making a run up there. So hopefully next trip will be a hydraulic pit one, probably the last one of the year. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I got on this one, so I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.